The realtor, the seller, they're not buying the house. You are buying the house. So you need to be comfortable with the decision you are making. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am Tanya Martinez. In this channel, we talk all things real estate, money, and mindset. I'm really excited to be back making videos, so I really hope you like these. In today's video, we're going to be talking about real estate and how you can get into your home in this crazy real estate market. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing and probably the most important thing is your pre-approval. Making sure that you actually qualify for a home. Now, a lender is going to give you a number that they think that you qualify for based on your income, your payments that go in and out each month, and just any other like installment payments such as like a car loan or anything like that. Now, it's very important to note that that number is just a suggestion. You do not have to buy a home and max out your budget. Because a lot of people will qualify for a home that's, let's say, $300,000, but that payment amount may be too much for them. So what you need to do first is ask your lender, hey, so this is the payment that I want and that I feel comfortable with. How much house does that buy me? And then from there, the lender's going to be able to tell you, oh, okay, well, if you are wanting that payment, let's try to stay around the $220,000 level, or maybe it's $250,000 level. Will it make it a little bit harder to find a home in those lower price ranges? Sure, it will. But your payment will be so much more comfortable to you. And if you're going to be stuck paying a payment for the next 5 to 10 years, maybe even 30 years, you're going to want to make sure that you are comfortable with it. Now with this, it's really important that you do understand your finances so that you are able to make the best decision for yourself, because at the end of the day, the realtor, the seller, they're not buying the house. You are buying the house. So you need to be comfortable with the decision you are making. So speaking of finances, tip number 2 is that you will have to have some money saved, because in this market, the way houses are going, a lot of sellers are not paying for a lot of things. So you are going to have your down payment saved, which is very typical, and usually for a personal home, that is 3.5% of the purchase price. So if you're buying a $200,000 home, you will have to pay $7,000, and that does not include your closing costs, which in the past, in previous markets, some sellers have paid for. In this market, in 2022, the majority, if not all the sellers, are not paying for your closing costs. So what exactly is closing costs? These are costs related to your house. So like your taxes, your insurance, and any lender and title fees. And these are going to make up about 3.5% to 4% of the purchase price. So that's going to be another $7,000 to $8,000. So that's going to be in total $15,000 that you are going to need to bring to the closing table. Another thing that is happening because people are making such outrageous offers is that the sellers are asking you to put the difference between what you offer and the list price. So let's say the list price is $200,000, but you offer $230,000 on a home, which is very typical right now. You'll see that a lot. So basically they're asking you to pay that $30,000 of money in case the house does not appraise. So who determines appraisal? The bank determines your appraisal amount, and they will send out a person called an appraiser, and that person will tell you, hey, so the value of this home is, I don't know, $230,000. Based on these facts. But sometimes the appraisal will tell you that your house is worth only $215,000. So the bank will tell you, hey, so you offered $230,000, but we can only make the loan for $215,000. So the seller, in most cases, is going to expect you to pay that difference, or at least some portion of it. So what I see a lot of people doing is that they'll make the offer for $230,000 when the house is listed at $200,000, and they'll say, hey, I'll pay $30,000 of the difference, either the full amount. Some people will say, okay, well, I can do $15,000 of the difference, so the partial amount of it. some people may not want to do it. Once again, adding an appraisal gap is not a requirement. It is a suggestion, and your realtor is most likely going to suggest it to you because that is what is winning offers. And putting in the appraisal gap does actually look really good whenever the seller's agent is presenting the offers. It really does help your offer be looked at more seriously. So that's why a lot of agents are recommending it. Now, just because you put an appraisal gap doesn't mean it's going to be accepted, because there could be 20 offers on a house because it's very popular. So that is one of those things that you need to take into consideration. Okay, so I really hope that made sense, because I know it can get very confusing with all the numbers, but let me go ahead and recap it once more. So if the list price of a house is $200,000 and you're making an offer for $230,000, the seller's going to expect you to pay all of that difference or part of it. So whatever you decide to put in that box, make sure that you've got the money for it. Make sure that you are not just putting down that amount and saying that, hey, oh, I can pay for it, counting on the appraisal. Because I will tell you that a lot of houses are not appraising right now because there are no good comparables to back them up. So it is more than likely that you are going to have to put some or the full amount of the amount that you said you would put down. So like, let's say you're agreed to offer a $15,000 appraisal gap. It's more than likely that you're going to have to put either the full $15,000, maybe a little less, but at least some of it down to be able to get into that house. Because yes, realtors are pricing the houses as they have sold in the past, but people are making these offers that are way higher, and that is why a lot of houses are not appraising. So just be very, very, very careful with that, because if you put down that and say that you can put a $15,000 appraisal gap and you cannot do it, and the appraisal comes back $15,000 less, you could be looking at a potential lawsuit. So just be very careful with that. Okay, so now moving on, the next tip I have for you is requesting no repairs. So basically saying that you will do the inspection but not request any repairs unless they are major things. Now, what does major entail? In my opinion, which honestly does not matter, your realtor does need to talk to the agent to make sure that they both agree on what major means. But in my opinion, major things are the roof, the HVAC system, the furnace, maybe a water heater. All of those things are pretty major, and really that's only if they are not working. If they are a bit older, that is not considered major because they are still working. So make sure that you and your realtor come up with a good definition of what major is, and make sure that your realtor is communicating that to the selling agent, because some agents may not consider some of those things major. So make sure that you guys are having that good communication. And I know this is tough because there was so many things that you would be able to get away with in the past that you are not able to get away with right now. Like asking for a minor fix on an electrical issue, or asking for light bulbs to be added, things like that. You are no longer getting away with those because the seller is saying, okay, well, I chose your offer, but if you decide to ask for too many repairs, I have 10 or 11 other offers that I can choose from. And I know that they're still waiting for a house because there is limited inventory. So because of this limited inventory situation, this is making it very tough on home buyers. Now, again, if you really just don't want to deal with any of these things, your best route is going new construction, building your new house. But keep in mind that wait times are, at least in this area of Northwest Arkansas, they are from about a year to almost like a year and a half, which is absolutely crazy to me. But these lots are getting reserved so fast that it is just incredible to me at how long people are willing to wait to get into a house. So make sure, if you are going to be going that route, to have plenty of time, and making sure that your lease does not end exactly like on the date that you close on the house. Just because a lot of houses are taking a very long time. A lot of houses I have seen that they were supposed to close 6 months ago and we are still waiting for those houses. So make sure that your time limits are very flexible and that you're able to wait on those houses. Okay, so that wraps up this video. If you liked it, you know what to do. Go give it a like and subscribe to this channel. And I hope you guys have an amazing day, and we'll see you for the next one. Bye.